All right, we're going to create a blend this time. We just use a couple of lines to create some trellis over here, and now I'm going to use down here on this bottom part, I'm just going to create a surface that does kind of a Mobius strip thing and divide it and put some components on it. So let's come over here. I've placed trees already in my site plan where I want to draw in. So I'm going to use the same method we did before. So I'm going to go to Architecture, Component, Model in Place. I'm going to pick the mass. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to say Site Path. How about louver? Although I don't know if it's going to be a louver or not. We'll see. And so what I want is I want two splines on either side of this path. So I'm just going to go to reference, or actually I'm just going to put some points down there. So I'll just come in and 1, 2, and you can see it placing over there, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I need another one here, so I'm just going to place it and fix it. It's going to put it way up in the sky because I don't have anything to snap to, but that's okay. And then that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And I'm going to go through and create a spline through points. Now I could have made it with the spline through points, but I don't know why. I just prefer to make it with the points themselves. If you do that and you select them, right, you can go to spline through points here and it will actually try to connect them, but you see it got it kind of backwards there. So oftentimes I've just placed the points to make sure I've got them in the right place and then do spline through points and just go ahead and connect those guys together right there. Okay, and I always use reference lines, so I didn't make that a reference line, so I'm just going to pick it and go to is reference line right there, and you'll see that come in, and then I'll come in here and I'll pick this guy, come over here and just kind of move it down right until there it is, it's in the ground, right? So there's a little high just to get it kind of close. And then I'll do the same thing for the other side, so spline through points and just pick the points that I already put out for the previous. And again, I forgot to make it a reference to begin with, so I'll make it into a reference line. Reference lines don't disappear, which is kind of nice. Now at this point I'm going to come in and I'm just going to select a bunch of these points. Let's see if I can filter them out. Yeah, and they're driven by their host, and I don't want them to be driven by host. So I'm going to unclick that, and that means that when I pick them, they give me that little XY, and I can move them. So because I want to come in and move a couple of these around, the spline will still follow, right? But it just gives you a little bit more flexibility. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this guy. I'm not going to make this perfect, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just moving these things around. Now the other thing that I want to do is I want to make some of these high and some of these low. So I want the ones on the view side to be high, and I want the ones on the non-view side to be low, which they already are low. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my south elevation, and then these points that are looking towards the view, I'm going to select them, left click in my south elevation, and just move them up. These maybe I'll move up like 5,000, right? So you can see it's flipping that up in the air. Then I'll do the same thing kind of for this guys, right? And just move those up. Maybe these only go up 3,000. We can adjust them later, and then you can come in if you want to, and you know, kind of make a little transitionary one there if you want to come in and move that guy. Oops. Come in and move that guy up, you know, 1,000 points. So you get a little transition. Same with that one. You could come over here and move that guy up. You know, so you get kind of a transition. So now basically what I've got is kind of a high and low, right? And so I'm just going to pick this curve and pick that curve and go to create form. It's going to create kind of this Mobius strip thing, right? That's flipping from inside to outside. And you still have, some control over it. So if I want to pull that up over there, ooh, that's way too big, right? Maybe just a little bit higher. So, just move that up just a little bit, right? Like that. Or maybe bring this guy up. Right. Or maybe bring this guy over so it'll start pushing that guy up a little more, right? So you don't have that big dip in it. Although that's kind of, let's pull that down a little bit. All right, so you can start to play around with it and see what you get. And then once you get that, you can come in and pick it and divide it.